Hey up everybody, and welcome back to the Audio Cycling YouTube channel, where today we're going to be taking a look at the most efficient riders during the 2024 VELOGAMES season. I'm going to break this up into these stage races, which were, like your Volta Catalunya, your Pyrenees of the world, and then I'm going to do the Grand Tours. I did a video like this last year, and I quite liked it as a end of season roundup, so we can take a look at what were some of the trends throughout the year, and if you wanted even more analysis on these sorts of trends and what sort of things we could take ahead into the next season, then let me know in the comments, because I might do another one of these alongside my year in review. And I'll be going from 10th place up to 1st place in terms of points per credit. I'll be telling you the race, the points they scored, how much they cost, etc, etc. So in 10th place for the stage races was Dorian Godon in the Tour of Romandy. He scored 535 points. He cost 8 credits, which gives you a points per credit of 66.9. In 9th place was Edoardo Zambanini in the Tour de Pologne. He scored 432 points and he cost 6 credits, giving you a points per credit of 72. I've got kind of a caveat one here, where there's a few of these which are in the top 10, but they took place in races which weren't in the Stage Race Championship. So namely, they're in the Tour of Britain and the Volta Portugal, but I thought I'd include these anyway. So in kind of pseudo 8th place is also Edoardo Zambanini in the Tour of Britain. He scored 444 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 74. But in actual 8th place was Matteo Jorgensen in the Criterium du Dauphiné. He scored 1,050 points. If you remember, he finished on the podium there. In fact, he almost won the whole thing. He cost 14 credits, which is the most expensive person in this whole video. And that is a points per credit of 75. That's arguably more impressive because of his cost. You don't usually see riders above sort of 10, really, getting high points per credit. So Jorgensen getting 8th place is really impressive. In sort of pseudo 7th place is Tom Donenworth in the Tour of Britain. He scored 451 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 75. In 7th place, actual 7th place, is Jonathan Milan in Tirreno Adriatico. He scored 760 points. He cost 10 credits, which gives you a points per credit of 76. In 6th place was Giulio Ciccone in the Criterium Dauphiné. Obviously, I think he finished on the podium in that race. He was really on fire there. He scored 765 points and he cost 10 credits, got a points per credit of 76.5. In pseudo 5th place is Chumil in the Volta Portugal. He scored 499 points, cost 6 credits, and that gives you a points per credit of 83.2. In actual 5th place is Alex Sagart in the Renewy Tour. He scored 508 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 84.7. Bear in mind that I think it was Felix Gall who got the most points per credit in the stage races last year, and he pretty much fits in about this point in this ranking, which goes to show that this year there have been some real exceptional performers in the stage races. One of those being 4th place, Aurier Lazcano in the Criterium du Dauphiné. He scored 532 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 88.7. In 3rd place is Florian Lipovitz at the Tour of Romandy. He scored 543 points. He cost 6 credits as well for a points per credit of 90.5. And that was really Lipovitz's kind of bursting onto the scene, I would say, or at least bursting onto the scene of a lot of people's minds as a serious contender. In pseudo 2nd place is Aguirre in the Volta Portugal. He scored 548 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 91.3. And the fact that we still have 2nd and 1st place still to go in this is still pretty impressive. In 2nd place is somebody who I didn't pick, but I was so close to doing so. Matthew Riccatello in the Tour de Suisse. He scored 616 points. I think he was 6th place in GC or 5th place. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 102.7. And I wonder if you guys know who 1st place is. If you want to pause the video and have a think about it, don't cheat. The winner in the stage race category is Derek G. In the Criterium du Dauphiné, he scored 911 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 151.8, which is insanely high. And it's also quite fitting that Derek G was the highest points per credit in the Grand Tours last year in the Giro d'Italia, with like a record-breaking points per credit. And now this year, he's the top of the stage races. So obviously he is a very good points per credit rider to be going with. And that's certainly worthwhile thinking about going into 2025. But now let's swap over to the Grand Tours, because obviously there's a different scoring system there. In 10th place was Anthony Turgis in the Tour de France. He scored 644 points, but he cost 4 credits, which gives you a points per credit of 161. In 9th place was Stefan Kung in the Vuelta a España. He scored 972 points. He cost 6 credits for a points per credit of 162. In 8th place, also from the Vuelta a España, is Pablo Castillo. He scored 989 points. He cost 6 credits. Obviously, the 2-time stage winner in that race, and that gives you a points per credit of 165. In 7th place is Mikel Landa from the Tour de France. He scored 1,342 points. Cost you 8 credits for a points per credit of 168. In 6th place is Alex Baudin from the Giro d'Italia. He scored 676 points. He cost you 4 credits for a points per credit of 169. And into the top 5 now. And actually, this person was in the top 10 last year. And if you want to go take a look at that video as well, I might try and link it as a card or something at the end of the video. But it was Marc Soler in the Vuelta a España. He scored 1,370 points. He cost you 8 credits for a points per credit of 171. In 4th place is Ben O'Connor from the Vuelta a España. He cost 10 credits, but he scored you 1,805 points, which gives you a points per credit of 181 once you round it up just a little bit. And now into the top 3 again. I wonder if any of you can guess who some of these people might be. In 3rd place is the person who really rocked the Giro d'Italia, and that is Jonathan Narvaez. He scored 1,120 points. He cost you 6 credits for a points per credit of 187. In 2nd place, also from the Giro d'Italia, he finished on the podium of this race, and that is Dani Martinez. He scored you 2,348 points. He cost you 12 credits, and that gives you a points per credit of 196. And then in 1st place, the person who barely anybody picked, I think he was something like elite. He was less than, I think it's about 3% selected in the Tour de France, is Biniam Girmay. He scored 1,741 points. He cost you 8 credits, giving you a points per credit of 218. So I'll put on screen now the Excel spreadsheet that I have of all this. Is really interesting to see just where people's prices are. Like you see over in the stage races, the top, like everybody in this top 5 cost you 6 credits, and over in the Grand Tours it's a little bit more spread out between people, anywhere between 4 credits to 12. So obviously a little bit more variety over there. Let me know how many of those people in those top 10s you all had in your teams throughout the year. I think rather embarrassingly, I had very few of them. I don't think I had anybody in the Grand Tour selection part, and I think in the stage races I only had a handful. I definitely had Milan and Segart, but I'd have to go back and check my teams. But yeah, put down in the comments just how well you did at picking all these, and yeah, be sure to stick around because I'm going to be going through my full season recap in the next few days or something like that. And all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Salut!